Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a topic related to multivariate data and its analysis, particularly correlation analysis. First, let us understand the meaning of bivariate data and multivariate data through suitable example. When information regarding two different characteristics of an object is collected at same point of time, then the group of information is called bivariate data. For example, suppose during last 15 days, information regarding the price and demand of a particular type of vegetable is collected, then group of this 15 pairs of observation is called bivariate data. Similarly, when information regarding three characteristics of an object is collected at the same point of time, then the group of information is called trivariate data. For example, suppose during last 15 days, information regarding the quantity, price and demand of a particular type of vegetable is collected, then group of these 15 values is called trivariate data. In general, group of information regarding two or more characteristics of an object collected at same point of time is called multivariate data. Let us see correlation. While studying such characteristics, it is observed that as the value of one characteristic or variable changes, then value of other characteristic or variable also changes, which indicate the existence of some relationship between them, and hence to know the strength of such relationship, the study of correlation is must. The direct or indirect cause and effect relationship between two variables of a bivariate data is called correlation. That is, when the changes in the value of two variables is simultaneous and the value of one variable changes due to the change in the value of other variable, then two variables are called correlated. As in the above example, there may be change in demand due to change in price of that vegetable. It is called direct cause and effect relationship. When the correlation between two variables exists due to existence of third variable, then it is called indirect cause and effect relationship. Example, let us consider the demand of raincoat and total yield of crop, then there is no apparent relation between them, but due to the third variable rainfall there exists relation. Let us see multiple and partial correlation. When the correlation between one variable and the linear combination of other variable is to be studied, then it is called multiple correlation. For example, in the above trivariate example, the correlation between demand and price by ignoring the third variable quantity, then it is called partial correlation between demand and price by ignoring the effect of quantity. Assumption for the study. The following are important assumption for the study. Number 1, there must exist logical relation between two variables. Number 2, there is linear relation between two variables, that is, the proportionate changes in the value of variable are same. In general, it may happen that the relationship between the variables may not be linear, then the correlation between them is called non-linear correlation. Here, according to the syllabus, we discuss only linear correlation. Types of correlation. There are two types of correlation. Positive correlation. When the changes in the value of two variables are in same direction, then the correlation between them is called positive correlation. For example, unemployment and poverty in a region. Negative correlation. When the changes in the value of two variables are in opposite direction, then the correlation between them is called negative correlation. For example, population and per capita income of a country. Methods for the study of correlation. There are many methods for the study of correlation like scatter diagram method, Karl Pearson's product moment method, Spearman's rank method, concurrent deviation method, intra-class correlation method, etc. Among them, within the boundary of the syllabus, some methods are discussed here. Number 1. Scatter diagram method. The scatter diagram is the graphical presentation of the data by taking values of variable x on the x-axis and values of variable y on the y-axis. If we plot the given data values on graph paper, then the figure obtained by is called scatter diagram. If the data points are in increasing direction, then it indicates the positive correlation between the variables. And if the points are in decreasing direction, then it indicates negative correlation between the variables. If the data points are on same line, then it indicates the perfect linear correlation between the variables. From this graph, by plotting the points, we get data point in increasing direction which shows the perfect positive correlation. So, correlation coefficient which indicate by small r equal to 1. While in this graph the points are in decreasing direction, so there is a perfect negative correlation and value of r is -1. As the data point on graph are away from the line, then it indicates the weak linear relationship between the variables. The figure shows partial correlation between the variables. Here, partial positive correlation and partial negative correlation are shown. If the points on a diagram are randomly distributed, then it indicates the absence of linear correlation. In such case, there may be any other non-linear correlation between the variables. In this case, the value of correlation coefficient is 0, that is, value of small r, which is correlation coefficient, equal to 0, and two variables are linearly independent. There may be curvilinear or periodical or cyclic correlation between the variables. Here, the graph of non-linear correlation and curvilinear correlation are shown. If the point on scatter diagram lies on same line, but the line is horizontal or vertical to the axis, then there does not exist any kind of correlation between two variables. There is constant relation between two variables. From the diagram, the nature or the type or the direction of correlation between variables is to be studied very easily, but degree or numeric measure of the relationship is not known, and hence this method is not used in practice. Let us understand correlation coefficient. A numerical measure which shows the degree and direction of the relationship between the correlated variable is called correlation coefficient and is usually denoted by small r. The following are important properties of correlation coefficient. Number 1. The value of correlation coefficient lies from -1 to +1, that is, the range of correlation coefficient is -1 to +1. Number 2. It is relative measure, that is, it is unit free measure. Third, it is independent of change of origin and scale, but when the variables are multiplied by opposite sign, then the value of correlation coefficient changes by its sign only. Method number 2, Karl-Pearson's product moment method. The Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient is a ratio of covariance between two variables to the product of their standard deviations, which is written as R equal to covariance of xy whole divided by Sx into Sy, which is standard deviation of x multiplied by standard deviation of y, where covariance of xy equal to summation x minus x bar multiplied by y minus y bar whole divided by n. Sx, which is standard deviation of x, equal to under root of summation x minus x bar whole square divided by n, and Sy, which is standard deviation of y, equal to summation y minus y bar whole square divided by n square root, where by putting all the values in above equation we get r equal to summation x minus x bar multiplied by y minus y bar whole divided by square root of summation x minus x bar square multiplied by square root of summation y minus y bar square, and by simplification of that equation we get the formula r equal to n summation xy minus summation x into summation y whole divided by under root of n summation x square minus summation x whole square multiplied by under root of n summation y square minus summation y whole square. We can also write r equal to n summation uv minus summation u multiplied by summation v whole divided by square root of n summation u square minus summation u whole square multiplied by square root of n summation v square minus summation v whole square, where u equal to x minus a divided by cx and v equal to y minus b divided by cy, which is change of origin and scale. For bivariate frequency distribution, the following formula is used: r equal to n summation uv fx y minus summation u fx multiplied by summation v fy whole divided by square root of n summation u square fx minus whole square of summation u fx multiplied by square root of n summation v square fy minus whole square of summation v fy. Problem number 1. A manager of a company suggests that they should do aggressive marketing of newly designed product and that the company has to invest more amount of money in advertisement. A survey is conducted for knowing the relationship between the expense in advertisement and total sales revenue of that product, and the information regarding the advertised expense and sales revenue in rupees are given below. Your duty is to give advice to the management that whether they should follow the manager's suggestion or not. Amount spent in advertisement in lakh are 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60 and 61, while amount of sales revenue are 57, 58, 56, 59, 62, 62, 59, which is in crore. Let us see the solution. Consider the amount spent in advertisement in lakh as x and amount of sales revenue in crore as y. Then it can be seen that the average amount spent in advertisement is x bar, which is equal to 58 lakh rupees, and the average amount of sales revenue is y bar equal to 59 crore rupees. The Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient is given by the same formula as we seen before, r equal to summation x minus x bar multiplied by y minus y bar whole divided by square root of summation x minus x bar whole square multiplied by square root of summation y minus y bar whole square. By using the values given to us, we make the table where x indicate the values and y indicate the values which are already given to us. From the given data, we find x minus x bar, y minus y bar, x minus x bar square, y minus y bar square and x minus x bar into y minus y bar. Let us understand the first column, which is x, and second column is y. Now the third column is derived from x minus x bar, where the value of x bar is 58. So first value is 55 minus 58, which comes out minus 3. Similarly, the second value 56 minus 58, which comes out minus 2. Similarly, the following values are found out. Come to the fourth column. The value of y minus y bar 57, the value of y bar is 59. So 57 minus 59, which comes out minus 2, and 58 minus 59, which comes out minus 1, and similarly the values are found out. From column number 3, we make column number 5, which is x minus x bar whole square. So square of minus 3, which is 9, square of minus 2, which is 4, and so on. Similarly, from column 4, we find out the column number 6, square of minus 2, which is 4, square of minus 1, which is 1, and so on. At last, we find x minus x bar, which is minus 3, multiplied by y minus y bar, which is minus 2. So, minus 3 multiplied by minus 2, we get the answer positive 6. Similarly, minus 2 multiplied by minus 1, we get the answer 2. And we do the total of all last 3 columns, which is 28 for x minus x bar square, 32 for y minus y bar square, and 20 for x minus x bar into y minus y bar. Now, by using the values obtained from the table in the formula of Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient, we get R equal to 20, which indicates the value of summation x minus x bar multiplied by y minus y bar whole divided by square root of 28, which indicates the value of summation x minus x bar whole square multiplied by square root of 32, which is the value of summation y minus y bar whole square, which gives us the answer 0.67, which shows the positive correlation between the variables, but the magnitude of the relationship is not much high. It means that this study suggests that if you invest large amount of money in the advertisement of the product, it does not give surety about the equivalent high return of the sales revenue. That is, the sales revenue will also depend upon some other factors. Hence, for increasing the sales revenue, to increase in the advertisement expenditure is not only the solution, but along with it, some other precautionary steps are also to be taken, along with the increase in the advertisement expense. Limitation of Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient. This method gives the most reliable value of correlation coefficient in case of linear relationship only. The main limitation for the method are as under. Number 1. The method is not used for non-linear relationship between the variables. Number 2. Also, when the nature of data is qualitative, then this method is not used directly. Method number 3. Spearman's rank method. This method is an extension of Karl-Pearson's method to the qualitative data. When the characteristic under study is not measured in terms of numbers, then it is known as qualitative data or attribute. For example, honesty, beauty, poverty, love, hungriness, and angriness, etc. are not measured in terms of number. So, they are called qualitative or attribute data. It is also interested to study the associationship between the beauty and intelligence, honesty and poverty, etc. All such variables are not measured in terms of number but can be assigned ranks depending its priority or importance, and then the coefficient of relationship can be determined among them. This coefficient is called Spearman's rank correlation coefficient, and it also possesses all properties of correlation coefficient. This method is also used for the quantitative data. It is observed that when the variations in the data values are large, then Karl-Pearson's method is not reliable. In such case, first of all, ranks are assigned to the data values either in ascending or descending order. For the sake of simplicity, usually the ranks are assigned in ascending order. That is, the first rank is given to the highest data value and the next highest to be given second rank, and so on. If the data values are same, then one has to assign the average of the ranks assignable to them. And for obtaining correlation coefficient, the following formulas can be used. R equal to 1 minus 6 sigma d square whole divided by n multiplied by n square minus 1 when ranks are not repeated, and when ranks are repeated, R equal to 1 minus 6 in bracket sigma d square plus m upon 12 multiplied by m square minus 1 plus m upon 12 multiplied by m square minus 1 plus and so on, whole divided by n multiplied by n square minus 1, where d equal to rx minus ry, which is rank of variable x minus rank of variable y, which shows difference in ranks, and m upon 12 multiplied by m square minus 1 is called correction factor. This method is less reliable as compared to Karl Pearson's method, but in the case of qualitative data or the case when the relation between the variable is very weak, linear, then this method is used. The main disadvantage of this method is that it is not used for bivariate frequency distribution. Following are some examples for illustrating the method. Problem number 2. A college has organized a talent hunt competition during festive season. For the final competition, 2 judges from the related fields were invited. The 2 judges have given ranks to 10 finalists for their performance as follows. The in-charge faculty of the college was not happy with the rank assigned by the judges, and hence he claimed that the 2 judges does not have enough synchronized attitude toward the identification of the talent of the participants. Check whether the faculty's claim is correct or not. So here we have the data of judge 1 and judge 2. The judge 1 give ranks 9, 6, 1, 2, 10, 7, 4, 8, 5 and 3, and rank given by judge 2 6, 4, 9, 8, 1, 2, 3, 10, 5 and 7. Let us see the solution. Here the rank assigned by the 2 judges to the 10 competitors are given. Let us consider ranks given by judge 1 as Rx and ranks given by judge 2 as Ry. So our first 2 row indicates the value of rank of judge 1 and rank of judge 2. Then we find difference in ranks, which indicates D equal to Rx minus Ry. So the third row is given by 9 minus 6 equal to 3, 6 minus 4 equal to 2 and so on. And at last we made total of sigma D, which equal to 0. Then in fourth row we find D square, which is the square root of third row. Number 1, 3 square, which is equal to 9, 2 square equal to 4, minus 8 square equal to 64 and so on. At end we find the total of D square, which is sigma D square equal to 240. Now by using the values obtained from table, we put the whole values in our formula. The formula is R equal to 1 minus 6 sigma D square upon n multiplied by n square minus 1 equal to 1 minus 6 multiplied by 240 whole divided by 10 into bracket 100 minus 1 equal to 1 minus 1.45. So the answer of R is minus 0.45. Since R is negative, so the 2 judges differ in their judgment. That is, the criteria for assigning the ranks are different and hence there is no synchronized attitude towards the identification of the talent of the participant, and hence the faculty's claim is correct. Problem number 3. In a stock market, the assumption about the market volatility is made by 2 experts. The following are the chances in terms of percentage about the instability of the market are predicted for 10 consecutive working days. Can it be concluded that both the experts have similar approach in predicting the market volatility? We have data percentage of instability by expert 1 and percentage of instability by expert 2. The data are given in the following table. Let us see the solution. Here consider X as a percentage of instability by expert 1 and Y as percentage of instability by expert 2. Since the numeric values represented in the above table represent the belief of the expert about the volatility of the stock market, so it is advisable to consider it as qualitative data, and hence one has to assign rank to the data values and then the Spearman's rank correlation coefficient is determined? Let us understand the following table. In this table, the value of x, value of y, rank of x, rank of y, difference between the rank of x and rank of y, and in the last column, the square of rank is given. Here, in the given data, 3 data values 40, 95 and 110 are repeated, so the ranks are repeated. So, the correction factor is to be written 3 times and the respective formula can be written as under. R equal to 1 minus 6 multiplied by sigma d square plus m upon 12 multiplied by m square minus 1 plus m upon 12 multiplied by m square minus 1 plus m upon 12 m square minus 1 whole divided by n multiplied by n square minus 1. In x, 40 is repeated 2 times, so m equal to 2. In y, 95 is repeated 3 times, so m equal to 3. And 110 is repeated 2 times, so m equal to 2. By using the values of m, we find r equal to 1 minus 6 multiplied by 8 plus 2 upon 12 multiplied by 4 minus 1 plus 3 upon 12 multiplied by 9 minus 1 plus 2 upon 12 multiplied by 4 minus 1 whole divided by 10 multiplied by 100 minus 1. We have put value of n equal to 10. By simplification, we get 1 minus 6 multiplied by 8 plus 0.5 plus 2 plus 0.5 whole divided by 990. On simplification, we get the answer r equal to 0.933. It indicates high degree of positive correlation between the attitudes of assigning percentages to the volatility of stock market. This suggests that both the experts have almost similar approach in predicting the instability of market. Let us understand probable error. A sample is drawn from a bivariate population and a correlation coefficient is obtained for a sample with an object to make inference about the parent population. From the given population, number of different samples can be drawn, and from each of them, correlation coefficient can be obtained, which may differ from population correlation coefficient. An average of the absolute differences between population correlation coefficient and all possible sample correlation coefficients is called probable error, which indicate by capital PE. The value of probable error depends upon the value of sample size. As sample size increases, value of probable error decreases. If the sample size is n, then its formula is given as under. PE equal to 0.6745 multiplied by 1 minus r square whole divided by square root of small n. It is used to check whether there exists significant correlation between the population variable or not. If modulus of r greater than 6 multiplied by PE, then there exists significant correlation between population variables, and if modulus of r less than PE means probable error, then there exists insignificant correlation between population variables. It is also used to obtain the limit for population correlation coefficient within which it expected to lie. This limit for population correlation coefficient is given by r minus probable error to r plus probable error, which is written as r minus PE to r plus PE. For example, suppose for 10 pairs of data r equal to 0.9, then probable error can be found by PE equal to 0.6745 multiplied by 1 minus 0.9 whole square whole divided by square root of 10, which gives us answer equal to 0.0405. Here, modulus of r, which is greater than 6 multiplied by probable error, we get the answer 0.9 greater than 0.24. This indicates that there exists significant correlation between population variable and also the values of population correlation coefficient may lie within the interval 0.8595 to 0.9405. Let us summarize today's talk. Today we learn correlation, types of correlation and different methods like scatter diagram, Karl Pearson's product moment method, Spearman's rank method for the study of correlation. We also learn how to apply that methods in real life and probable error. Thank you.